At this point, the officer makes a fundamental legal error by suggesting that a person must provide a reason for being in a public place. Under UK law, there is no general requirement for a citizen to account for their presence unless a specific statutory power is engaged. Simply being outside a police station, even filming it, is not grounds for suspicion in itself. Public photography is lawful, and the burden is on the officer to establish reasonable suspicion before escalating any interaction. By introducing the idea of hostile reconnaissance without objective indicators, the officer is stepping into speculative policing rather than evidence-based decision-making. This kind of approach risks unlawfully interfering with civil liberties and shows a lack of understanding of proportionality under the Code of Ethics.
The police station.
Yeah, why?
Why not?
No,
I don't have to account for being here.
well, you do actually, yeah.
Do I? Why is that?
Because you're outside the police station, outside an exit.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and what? This is a public area. Like, I have a right to be here.
What was your reason for being outside the station?
Again, I don't need to have a reason.
Well, it could be hostile reconnaissance. That's what
I don't think so.
Well, we don't know that, do we?
Well, you have to go based on things you know, not things you don't know.
We've been
Why
asked.
do you need a? Why do you want a video of a police station?
It's just a hobby of mine.
Right.
Is that okay?
Here we see the critical escalation point, where the officer invokes Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. This power is extremely specific. It allows stop and search only where the officer reasonably suspects the individual to be a terrorist. That suspicion must be based on objective, articulable facts, not a general feeling or the act of filming alone. The courts have consistently held that lawful conduct cannot be retrofitted into suspicion without additional context. If the sole basis here is filming a police building, that falls far below the legal threshold required. Misusing counterterrorism powers in this way is not just procedurally flawed, it undermines public confidence and exposes the force to potential legal challenge.
Come down and do what? Well, I'm going.
No, you're waiting here a minute.
Are you
Find
sure?
out who you are, some ID and stuff.
Why?
Yeah.
Am I being detained?
Until we find out who you are and your reason
All right.
for being here.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what's going on? Don't stand in my way.
You're not going.
Would you be? Am I detained under what? What section? What act?
Under Section 43?
Under of what? What's the grounds for the search?
I haven't searched you yet.
Yeah, well, it's a stop and search power, isn't it? Section 43. So
haven't-
let's make sure we get this
have I
right, yeah?
searched you?
Let's make sure we get this right. Am I being detained or not?
You are being taken over to find out your reasoning for
Am
being
I being
here,
detained? Yes
filming
or
us.
no?
This is where the officer clearly articulates their reasoning, and it reveals the core issue. They state that filming outside the station is sufficient grounds for detention. That is incorrect in law. Section 43 requires reasonable suspicion of terrorism, not suspicion of unusual or inconvenient behavior. The distinction is crucial. Reasonable suspicion must be grounded in intelligence, behavior patterns linked to terrorism, or specific contextual indicators. Filming, even persistently, does not meet that threshold on its own. By relying on this justification, the officer demonstrates a misunderstanding of both the legislation and the necessity test. This is precisely the type of misuse that has been criticized in previous legal challenges and guidance issued to police forces.
So you're going to
I
search
haven't
me or not?
searched you.
Yeah, but it's a stop and search
I
power.
haven't searched you yet.
So what are the grounds for the detention?
You've asked the same question.
And you still have. I'll keep asking because you're not answering.
I said because you're filming outside here.
That's not grounds, is it?
Yes, it is.
No, it's
Hostile
not.
reconnaissance.
Check on your website, mate. Public photography ain't a crime.
Depending on where you are.
This is a
You're
public,
outside
mate.
the back entrance of a
Nah,
police
mate, you're
station.
wrong. You're wrong. This is illegal. You can be sued for this.